That's just something I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Trying to get us in trouble, bro. Valentine's Day ain't that far.
Getting that too, man. Talking about Wale, talking about the music and everything.
Yeah.
Let's talk about who's some of your favorite musicians. You know what I'm saying? Some influences in your life that you just when you listen to, you like, man, I really resonate with this.
I feel like Kanye West. He changed like my whole way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And he did a lot for our culture altogether. You know what I'm saying? He under a lot of scrutiny nowadays, but he's another example of, you know, how soon, like, you know, forgive them for they not know how soon they gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? People forget, like, he was the first person to get on TV, call the president out. People weren't doing that at first, not on live TV. Nobody ever did that to defend black people at that. But early on, it was Kanye West. That was like the first College Dropout was the first CD I ever asked my mom to buy me. She got it for me, and after that, like, my shirt started fitting, my jeans started fitting. I wanted to be fly, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause before that, we was all wearing big clothes in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kanye, crazy time.
Yeah,
Crazy time of fashion.
Kanye changed that.
Memphis for me.
Kanye changed that. So he always, you know, been somebody that, you know, that I really respected. But as far as like influence, I always battle with that because influential, it was my mom, my mother. I was under my mother's influence, and then when I met my big brother, when I was 5 years old, I was under his influence. I wanted to take care of my mom and make my mom proud, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted my big brother to like me. You know what I'm saying? I was 5 years old. I didn't even know I had a big brother. I had just met him, and I used to like watch TV shows and all of that about, you know what I'm saying? And you know, shows back then, the big brother dynamic was always like, you know, like or like the bully or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, I just thought my brother was so cool. I remember, like, I met my father when I was 5, and then that weekend he took me to my brother's football game. And before that, I didn't even know kids could play football. You know what I'm saying? And me and my brother about 4 or 5 years apart. So I'm 6, he around 10, 11. And then, I'm 5, he around, you know, 10, 11. And then, as soon as we walk in the game, my father like, yeah, your brother number 88. And they throw him the ball and he scored. And I was like, man, I ain't even I don't even know what my brother's face looked like yet. And I was like, man, I want to be just like him. I want to play football and all that. And I want my brother to be proud of me. And I want him to, like, you know, I just want him to just be wanting to brag about me and everything like that. And I hope we be real close and all of that. And this like before I even met him. So those was like really my inspirations, or, you know, or the influence I was under, like just growing up with my mom and just being us and seeing like all the sacrifices she made that made me want to do so much, and that just put me under the influence of always hustle, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hustle till you can't no more. And then my brother I just wanted to be cool. Like my brother, he put me under the influence of me just wanting to be cool and play sports, and I found, you know, I kind of found my identity through football, you know what I'm saying, playing early on, because I was trash my first year. And everybody like, you sure that's your brother? You know what I'm saying? So I put that pressure on myself, and I told myself, like, I'm going to be great. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the physical attributes, but I made myself great. And by the time I was done playing at Beacon House, I was, you know, a name that just rang bells around the whole city. You know, we ran the city when I played. We won plenty of championships and all that.
Florida for them championships.
Yeah. That's the only thing I didn't do at Beacon House was go to Florida, man. We always got clipped up that game right before, but I would say that was like my influences, like just my brother and my mom. But then, like, you know, it was always, you know, celebrities and stuff. I really couldn't look up. I wouldn't say I looked up to them because they wasn't real to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so weird because even being a youngin', like, they used to always ask about like celebrity crushes, and I ain't never had one because them people was never real to me. You know what I'm saying? I had real life examples. You know what I'm saying? Like my Uncle Matt and my Aunt Sharon, like, those are my relationship goals. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really seen them together my whole life. You know, married and everything. So I can't really look at a Jay-Z and Beyonce and be like, I want to be like that. Like, that's just not real to me. You know what I'm saying? But other people do that, that's good, you know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to motivate and inspire. It's people that never met me, and I still motivate and inspire them. And I don't want them to be like, nah, you shouldn't be motivated because I haven't even met you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into, you know, y'all play football. So now I'm going to ask y'all this question. I asked you this before we got in this station, before we even got on this, but I'm asking my man E.A.T, because he better on it than me. Who you got on the Super Bowl, bro?
I swear to God I was going to ask that. I was going to ask you that same question, bro. But as soon as you was like, yeah, I watched ESPN as a kid. I really into sports. I swear to God, I was gonna wait till we got on air to ask you that question. Now, bro, you know I'm going with my boys. You know I gotta go with my boys, man. Philly, man, go Bears.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Fly, Eagles, fly, man.
Oh,
you know,
man.
I've been repping my boys since I was in the 5th grade. Stop playing, man. You hear me? And I told them when the season started, when we was 2-0, I'm like, man, this is a Super Bowl season. Ain't nobody want to listen to me, but you see where we at now. You hear me?
Yeah.
Stop playing. Go Bears.
The thing about it, I'm gonna be humble though. You know what I'm saying? I like that y'all hype and everything, and it's like I can't really knock y'all because. You know, my team won Super Bowl since I've been alive, but as me being, you know, really coherent and grown and, like, you know, being able to comprehend things, like, I never seen, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that feeling like, but I feel like y'all kind of too humble about it. You know what I'm saying?
They a little bit above the natural humbleness.
If my team was in the Super Bowl Slim, man.
The only thing I can say, my NBA team, I experienced that.
Yeah, I seen the Lakers win. Yeah, I love the Lakers. I seen the Lakers win, but, you know what I'm saying? Me being a Cowboys fan, I'm definitely rooting against y'all. But if y'all win, good for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's just we not gonna hear the end of it.
Yeah, I promise you, not, bro. Like I'm telling you, Eagles fans go to anybody's stadium and rent out the stadium, bro. Like it's gonna be more Eagles fans there than any other team, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, they the only team that can bully you to not want to be that team.
You feel me? Like stop. I bully my man out of being a
they got
Commanders
strong
fan.
base.
I bully my man out of being a Commanders fan. I'm like, what? Left hand up, man. Chill, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, chill.
That song crank though. Shout out to Pop.
Nah.
I don't like the Commanders.
Say that boy.
That joint crank. I like that song. Man.
Chill, left hand
I
up,
don't know
man.
about
Go
that
ahead.
one, buddy. It's alright.
Yeah.
But let me just ask this question, you know, because I always see your story. You are spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do put a lot of things about God and everything.
Yeah.
And one of the posts that what made me want to ask you, could you come here, was when you was like, you know, today maybe not be the best day for you, but you know, God still woke you up to do something.
Yeah.
And I actually watched that post twice just to make sure I was quoting that right.
Yeah.
You know? So let me ask you this
We did
question.
research.
You know, yes, sir. So when it comes to, you know, spirituality, you know, a lot of people get a little bit intense with that, and a lot of people get a little bit offended. But I would like to ask you, I'm not saying you got to be the most best person to quote the Bible, but has there ever been a piece of the Bible that impacts you each and every day today, even today in life?
Man, it's so crazy because rest in peace to my Uncle Horsey, you know what I'm saying? But his funeral was last week, and it was a scripture from Matthew 2, verse 9, and I can't quote it all the way, but it was basically a story about David, and David was telling God, he was praying to God, like, you know, he was saying, like, basically my enemies have put these thorns in me, you know what I'm saying? They trying to hurt me, they trying to kill me, and they put these thorns in me, and God was basically telling him, like, you know, but it didn't kill you, you know what I'm saying? My grace and my mercy and my power is strong even through your pain, you know what I'm saying? So basically it was saying, like, whenever you feel like, oh man, you got that thorn in you and you dealing with some adversity, you gotta know that God's grace and his love is sustainable enough for you to, you know, basically that's the reason why you're still alive, why it didn't kill you. It's not killing you. You feel like it's killing you, but it didn't kill you because of God's grace and mercy. And that's one that just been sticking with me since last week. But then it's always, you know, been Psalms 27, you know what I'm saying? Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Yeah, straight up. So, and then, like I said, it all became, at first that was the programming from the household, you know what I'm saying? But it all became real to me through experience, you know what I'm saying? That senior year when, you know, I got in my trouble and I was sitting in that cell, and I just asked God, like, you know, just to protect me, help me. And he got me out of that situation, and he got me where I need to be, and that's when I was like, man, you know, I owe him everything. Because a lot of people don't know, like, if I would have actually got convicted for what I was facing, I would have just been in out of jail summer 2019, you know, it wouldn't be no E.A.T. So I was really on, like, a lot of borrowed time. And that's where a lot of my hustle came from too. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that God was real and that He was protecting me and that He ain't forget about me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
I like how you brought up that scripture. You know, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, because you know we all have a piece where we walk through the valley. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, you know, we're pushing for the youth. We're not pushing just this is something this is what we're agreeing about. Because you could be you could believe in whatever you want to believe, but we all had that moment where we got to walk through that one patch that is either going to hinder you or it's going to give you growth.
Right.
And the one thing that a lot of people don't understand to this day is growth is not always supposed to be the positivity that you look forward to.
It's not supposed to always be comfortable either.
Yes.
It's never comfortable.
It has to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You can't ask God or ask Allah or anybody that you look up to for growth and not be prepared to actually stand in that moment and actually accept what comes behind what you ask for.
It's good you saying accepting it. I'm going to quote Rodney Cephas again. Big shout out to Rodney Cephas. Like, he was one of the people that helped raise me. He used to always tell us, you know what I'm saying, at the end of practice when we running them sprints and all that, it's hard, but it's fair. And that's something that I took into, you know, my adulthood, knowing that, like, yeah, things are hard, but it's fair. Now that I'm running a business and I got it up and I see, like, everything I had to get to just to be in the position I am now, I see other people when they come up, like, complaining and everything. I just tell them, like, it's hard, but it's fair. When you get here, you're going to see, like, yeah, it took all of that. All that was very necessary, and none of it was for nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that's another good quote I just like to keep with me. It's going to be hard, but it's fair, you know what I'm saying? Heavy is the head that holds the crown, you know?
So with that being said, I'm going to ask both of you all, you know, because I'm going to keep mine on the last piece, you know. But I'm going to ask y'all, what do you think is the greatest adversity that you faced that molded you to who you are today in your life?
I'm going to let you go first, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Man, greatest adversity I faced, I can't lie. Being from the city is adversity in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walk down the street, you see something that a child really shouldn't be exposed to, they really shouldn't experience. You get experiences, but at the same time, those experiences really, like I said, make you grow. It really make y'all, like, grow as a person and realize if you gonna tough it out, you gonna thug it out, or you just gonna run back in the house, run back to your mom. You know what I'm saying? But being from, I want to say, like, being from the city is like don't raise your kid in the city and nothing like that. But like it's not like nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to be raised nowhere else other than that, because it made me who the man I am today. You know what I'm saying? It made me, like, the things I seen, the experiences I've been through as a child, as a kid, going through DCPS. You know what I'm saying? Going around the way, going around the block, whatever. Like, it really make you, it molds you. You feel me? Like, I wasn't a private school kid. I wasn't a kid that was in a church and Catholic school and all that. Like, I was raised by the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it really make you who you are. The adversity part about it is, are you gonna thug it out? Are you gonna make you stronger? You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't kill you, or are you just gonna run back in the house and just never want to come back outside no more? You feel me? Like, you gonna be like, hey, like, I'm a man, I can handle it. Even as a young kid, even as a little dude, you gonna be like, hey, I can handle it. As a man, I can handle it. I can stand on my own 10. I can stand on my own 2 feet and solve it by myself. Or are you gonna say, nah, like, this not me. Like, I gotta go back. Like, we gotta go back. We gotta move. Like, we gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people you can do. Like, it's nothing wrong with saying, like, let me get myself a better life. But if you stick it out, you thug it out. Then wait for the process. You know what I'm saying? Then see who you gonna be at the end of that. See what kind of person you are at the end of that process. You feel me? So not really more so of it's an adversity that you gotta go through. The adversity part in it is just, how do I respond to this? You know what I'm saying? How can this make me grow? How can I become a better person, a better man? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, by growing up and seeing these things, I'm saying, going through these experiences I'm going through. You feel me?
I would say my greatest adversity was, like, a lot of people outside looking in would probably say, you know, when I was fighting my trial, or, you know, losing people and things like that. But I feel like my greatest adversity has always been within. Like, I always been having a battle within myself.
100%.
And for me specifically, it was just a moment of saying, like, all right, so who are you, Malik? You know who you are, but it's one thing to say who you are, show people who you are. And I remember just one day, because when I first graduated school, I was working in a restaurant, 2 different restaurants, you know what I'm saying? I was working one during the day, one at night, and I'm doing that 6 days a week. And I remember one day I just had, like, a really emotional moment, you know what I'm saying? I was at my mom's house at like 2 in the morning. I wasn't even staying with her at the time, but something made me go over her house, you know what I'm saying? I just was like bawling, crying, man, because I as a youngin', I always knew I was gonna be something. I just didn't know what, you know what I'm saying? I knew I was gonna be special. I knew I was gonna be important. I knew I was gonna be able to help people. I just never knew what it was gonna be. And at that point, I was just so frustrated that I wasn't able to, do things for my mom or do things for my family, or be in a position where I could help. You know what I'm saying? And I basically just had like a rant, like 2, 3 in the morning. I was just, and it was like February. It was like around this time, probably like 6, 7 years ago, and I was like outside with a T-shirt on, the cold. Like she had to call my uncle to calm me down. And I was just, I was just so mad because I wanted, because I knew what I had in me, but I had to do it. I still had to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my adversity moment. Was just like, all right, now that's how you feel, but show the people, show the world who you are. And that's what I did. I showed the world that, I showed my mother that she raised me right, that she got a good son, that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm a leader, that I'm a go-getter, that I'm successful, that, that I'm important. You know what I'm saying? So my adversity always been within. You know what I'm saying? I always been my toughest critic. But I also agree with what I said, because growing up in the city, like, man, we facing adversities every day. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the kids that had to catch the bus and the train to and from school. So that adversity alone, but I feel like I'm just so, it's just so normal to me that I don't even count that, because that's like a rite of passage where we from. You know what I'm saying? That's the normal, you know?
Man, you gonna be riding them buses, them trains, just going outside, pray, walking out the door, you gonna be tested.
Yeah, you gonna see things, yeah.
Who you are as a person is gonna be tested. Your morals, your principles, what you stand on, your belief is gonna be tested 100% of the time, bro. And like you said, it's definitely right past. Like if you make it out, like I said, you trust it, you just make it through the process. Like
it's not by coincidence either. If you make it out, it's because you was really doing what you need to do, making the right decisions, hanging with the right people.
For sure. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just stay where they at, they stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like as a kid, if you know you're gonna be something, you feel like you a chosen person, then you gotta act on that, you gotta walk by that faith, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, put that into reality instead of just in your head.
Believe in yourself. I used to get teased for being smart. I was always smart and all that. I used to get teased for that type of stuff. But now, to all those people, I'm the coolest guy in the world. All my friends in jail, like, man, they like, man, you the coolest dude I know, man. Like, I don't even want to be around the dudes I grew up with. Like, when I get up, I'm trying to be around you, man. And so, like, just battling that adversity, like not being afraid to be smart, not being afraid to be a leader, not being afraid to say no. It was like a lot of backlash and ridicule with that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna say I was the toughest, but I was tough enough to not fold. I never folded to where it came to, neighborhood stuff and peers, or just, or being out in public and being able to evaluate, like, man, is this worth it? You know what I'm saying? Does me doing this or does me not doing this make me any less of a man? Things like that. So
I agree with
it's all important though. It's like, it's not by coincidence. It's all by design. When you see young dudes making it out, being able to go to college, things like that, coming from the inner city, like we all went through the same things, but we all had to make them same type of choices. You know what I'm saying? This one choice. My 6th grade teacher, Miss Sherrod, used to always tell me, it only take 5 minutes to ruin your whole life. And the ones that make it out, we just stayed away from that 5 minutes every day. The whole 24 hours, we just kept ourselves out of that 5 minutes.
I agree with that 100%. Like I really like how you was talking about, like, just being brave enough to really make other decisions, because to being brave enough to take another path, you know what I'm saying, a whole different lifestyle than what you see around you, than the influences you got around you. Like I'm in college right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask me when I was in high school if I thought I was gonna go to college. Ask me when I was in middle school.
Yeah, I didn't know none of that either.
You feel me? Like, I didn't know I was gonna go to college till like the year before I got there, like a couple, you know what I'm saying, a couple months before I got to college. Like, ask me if I really did. Like, people don't go to college. People don't, like, give themselves different opportunities. People don't give themselves different platforms. Like, mind you, I'm not like out the way from the city and nothing like that. Like, I'm just at Bowie, but it's still the point. It's still the principle.
Yeah, you still got out of your neighborhood.
You're
not locked up. You know what I'm saying?
I could be. You feel me? Like,
I used to get called a sucker, but my whole thing was, y'all not gonna touch me though.
100%.
As long as y'all don't touch me, y'all can say whatever y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Them same dudes that probably was trying to pick on me or bully me, fake bully me. You know what I'm saying? They take their head off to me now. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I be trying to tell the kids. Like, man, whatever you think is cool now, like all the cool dudes was nerds when we was little. You know what I'm saying? That's all the dudes getting money was nerds that I know. That's getting real money. They was nerds when we was little. They wasn't really. They was on the scene here and there, but all the super cool kids, they peaked out after high school.
100%.
I'm gonna say, well, I ain't gonna lie. My greatest adversity Being a kid that was told you weren't supposed to make it to even see the age of 2 is one within itself. You know, both of my parents struggled and fought for me to survive. You know, gave blood, stayed at the hospital day in and day out, prayed. You know, I was always telling myself, you know, I'm way bigger than whatever is told to me. You know, no matter what the adversity is, no matter what this doctor says,
that don't define you.
It doesn't define who I am. I always told the doctor, even to this day, you know, I'm greater than what you see, than which anybody else that comes in here. You know, so with that, me keeping that in my mind, and also keeping in my mind, you know, you can beat any obstacle that comes your way. It's about how you beat it.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself, you know, obstacles gonna come regardless of whether it's positive or negative. You gotta be willing enough to either take the positive route and think it out, or you take the negative route and do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So my father's always told me be a thinking man. A thinking man is always the man that's gonna survive. A dumb man is always gonna be the one that's gonna be quick to die. So
no man without a plan ain't no man at all.
At all.
Yeah, I've been learning that too though. It's just like you gotta be able to think things through and let go of that emotion.
And let go of that ego.
Yeah, that ego. And I feel like, man, me becoming a man, I feel like one of the qualities that really make you a man is being able to just be composed, you know what I'm saying? Not letting everything get you out of your box. And knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to communicate with people, you know what I'm saying? That's a big part of manhood for me, is just like composure. Because yeah, things gonna test you, people gonna try you. It's how, like you said, how you deal with it, how you gonna beat it, you know what I'm saying? You could crash out and beat it, you know what I'm saying, with your emotions, or you could take the high road, you know what I'm saying? And beat it and really train your mind to not even be affected by those type of things. So that's real.
So you know, I always ask people when we come to interview them. I always ask them, you know, what is it that motivates you to continue doing what you're doing? You know, I know you do the things for the youth.
Yeah.
And I respect you wholeheartedly for that, because there's a lot of people from our city that can make it and just never come back. They can tell us all day, oh, I do this for the youth, I do that for the youth. Your name may be on the flyer, but you're never there for the youth to take a picture with you, you know?
Sure.
As you see, he's a prime example. He saw you in high school. Who would have ever thought that, you know, that impact?
I'd be on a podcast with him.
Yeah.
Like that. That's crazy. That's cool.
Nobody would ever thought that. I never thought that I'd be able to do this type of thing. I always envisioned it. I always told my father, you know, I always wanted to meet the people that I watched, but I never thought, you know, I would be here having this conversation. I'd be here having this friendship I had with him, or meeting you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, basically what I'm saying, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ways he works, you know, we all sometimes as humans we overlook it, but we also understand that, you know, it works for a purpose.
Yeah, everything's supposed to happen the way it happened. I believe in that wholeheartedly.
So, with that being said, now I want to get into a little bit of your musical taste real quick. See if you really got that taste of music, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Art ask you a few questions first before I get in, because I got to think about who I'm going to
Which one want to do, this or that?
Yeah, I'm going to
yeah, he like this little game, this or that. He do. We're going to ask you which one you want to pick, right?
All right, bet.
But it's going to be an artist edition.
I got you.
All right, bet. You already said Kanye, so we're going to leave him on the board.
Yeah.
Let's go Jay-Z or Drake.
We talking just straight musical, like impact and everything. Like whole
Just
5,
how
whole 9
how
yards.
they resonate with you. Like if you want to pick one, you feel me?
I would say, just to be completely honest and raw and unfiltered, I'm gonna say Drake. You know what I'm saying?
keep the light skins alive. I like that.
I like that, brother.
I really respect Jay-Z and everything he does, but like I said, with me like living out LA for these like the last 2 years and just being able to see so much stuff and how things work, you know what I'm saying? Like I take my hat off to dudes, but the way a lot of things get done, me personally go against my morals, you know what I'm saying? I never sell my company to a white person. And then me telling everybody it's black owned and turn around and sell it to a white man. I never do that. You know what I'm saying? I never pimp my people. And so that's why I'm picking Drake.
All right, bet. All right, let's go. Who's some good artists right now that I think you listen to? Nah, you ain't too old. So
let's do some DMV artists, man.
DMV artists. All right, say less.
Let's go.
All right, bet. No Savage or Lil Love?
No Savage.
I
No
got
Savage.
Yeah,
I
No
knew you were gonna
Savage.
say Lil Love too. Alright, bet. Baby 50 or Baby J-Mo?
Baby 50.
Yeah, I like Baby J-Mo, but yeah, Baby 50 for sure.
Baby 50.
Baby
I
50
bang with
holding it
J-Mo
down.
though.
And shout out to Baby 50, man. I like how he like lately he been posting a lot and he been really doing his rap thing. And it's like that's good for Shawty. I want him to make it out. Like he really got that talent and he just can't let that that MLK just like drown him, man. He gotta get up out of there.
I ain't getting that diploma. Big shit.
Yeah, he got the diploma and everything. Like Shawty head on straight, and I really want Baby 50 to win. I never met him or nothing like that, but
He looked like he really should win.
I really want Shawty to win, man. He really nice, he really talented, and to the people that I know that know him, like they got nothing but good things to say about Shawty. So
Sure.
I really, really want him to win. I want all of them to win. You know what I'm saying? I want Baby J-Mo to get out of jail, do his thing too, but Baby 50 one of them.
I got two more. I'm gonna say the good one for the last one now.
Okay.
Migo Lee or Migo Lee or Smoke Chopper.
I ain't heard neither one of them. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm gonna go with Migo Lee.
But I know the kids be saying, the kids be saying Migo Lee though.
Migo Lee crank. Migo Lee crank. You can get it to him.
I'm a little older, you know what I'm saying? My generation of DMV rappers, like I'm gonna shout them all. Like shout out my man 3-0 Black. Shout out Phil Out Day, like he was one of the first people I seen rapping. Shout out my man Tizzy, like he was one of the first people I seen rapping. Man, it's a big throwback. Like the first rap group I ever heard was the dudes over Benning Park, Rock Knot, and I forgot the other dude name, but like this was like 06, 07. But shout out to Wale, shout out to the Shy Glizzies, shout out to my man Og Nasty right now. That's my favorite rapper in the DMV. Shout out to my man Lonnie Flays, Big Flock. Like
that's crazy. You said
know what I'm saying?
That was my last this or that. I was gonna say Shy Glizzy or Wale.
Oh yeah,
So,
I'm gonna go with we talking about overall, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with Wale cause shit like.
Sorry,
Cause Wale got me,
Sorry,
Kanye got me on the clothes, but Wale got me on the kicks hard. Anybody know me or anybody ever been in my closet, like man, I got a lot of kicks, and Wale got me on them kicks hard. I still remember like that picture he took on the corner where it was like double exposed and it was like three of him, and he had on the side fit or the joint where he was or the jump. He was at the telephone jump. He was at the telephone booth with the I forgot what dunks those was. You know what I'm saying? But like you know what I'm saying? He got me on that early. Like I had my first pair like dunks hot now, but I bought my first pair of dunks in like 06 because of Wale, straight up. So I'm gonna pick Wale.
Yeah, I know you big in the shoes. I ain't gonna sing down like you could kick up head to a brother.
Nah, they be doing. They definitely. I be saying Wale doing his giveaways with like IDK and all them. So
Yeah.
I be saying them jumps for sure.
But shout out to Shy Glizzy too, because he definitely broke down them doors in a whole different type of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he had enough credit either. Like he was after Wale, he was the first one to really like take over the streets and bust into the industry. So big shout out to Shy Glizzy.
Can I do one more?
Yeah, go ahead. You know, hey, this is your time, bro.
Money Ma or Black Fortune?
Black Fortune crank, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's the ethnicity he got.
Black Fortune crank, and then I like the theatrics and everything that come with Black Fortune. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like the way he talking all of that, man. Like he a real artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I be trying to tell people like you can have all the bars and all that, but you gotta be appealing to people. Like this nigga be doing.
He made his own language.
Sorry, once again,
backflips and all that. I'm sorry, my bad. He be doing backflips and all that. So I'm like, yeah, he like a rapping ninja.
He can sing and have auto-tune, and it don't sound like he on auto-tune. I ain't gonna lie.
And
that's
he
the
really,
only rapper I ever heard.
I don't know if a lot of people know he really musically inclined, you know what I'm saying? Like him and Young Manny, like they really know instruments. They know how to play instruments, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really can't box those dudes in. Like Black Fortune, he not one dimensional at all. So I like both of their music, but Black Fortune, like I'm gonna probably play that in the car first. That ooh-swap, I'm trying to get real lit, you know? Yeah.
My favorite jump by him is, I gotta think about it. You Got It. That's my favorite.
I gotta get hip.
You want it? I'm gonna show you guys.
I probably know if I hear it. Like I told y'all, man, I'm getting old, man. So I be knowing it back when I hear it. I be knowing people names by faces for real and all that. Yeah.
Nah, I gotta throw out this person. You know, he definitely had the DMV hold for a good minute. You know, it's sad that we can't interview him, but you know, Rest in peace, Knucklehead, for sure.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Knucklehead, man. Real good dude. He came out to a lot of my community, like a lot of my community stuff. Like he was supporting that real heavy.
Most
Like,
influential and people don't even know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, rest in peace, Knucklehead.
Rest in peace.
I feel like I'm missing somebody though. Like I feel like I'm missing somebody like real crucial as far as like who I came up listening to.
Swipey?
Swipey, yeah, I listen to Swipey, but it's something I'm gonna remember for the end of the interview, but cause like right after that, I was a part of the era. I was a part of like the last era of like all we do is listen to go-go. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of rappers that was starting like right after that, right after like 2014, right after 2013, 2014. That's when the city started like rapping heavy, like really started rapping, and there was a lot of dudes early on. You know what I'm saying? Super Tripper, and hey, what's my other man name? King Shug, Super Tripper, and the other dude, that whole Pull Up and Get You a Bomb. Everybody that rapped on that joint, like all them, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the first original Glizzy gang. You know what I'm saying? Like all those dudes was like really putting the city on their back, and that's when I was really into the like DC rap, just like how the youngest is now, like, cause we was all the same age, you know.
I got a question right now. Like, you know how like Wale really get Wale and Shy Glizzy really get like the face of the city, right?
Yeah.
As far as like industry wise and everything like that. But who do you feel like right now, as either young or older, should really like hold that face of the city as a rapper, like coming up right
Who
now?
should get that title? I feel like who will represent us the best?
For sure.
Savage.
Yeah, no Savage for sure. He just got that different sound. He just totally original. You know what I'm saying? And Shawty raw.
I be talking about B-More, man. I be talking to everybody. They be like, oh, y'all got this Shy Glizzy. Oh, y'all got this Wale. I'm like, y'all don't even know who we really got. Like, they just not in the industry yet. You know?
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know, bruh.
That's just like on the mainstream. I know that's what the world gonna like, but it's plenty of other dudes where I would like to see them just.
I'm changing.
With that audience.
If it wasn't Savage, I would say for the city.
It's a lot. Like it depends on what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Truthfully, I would have Young Manny up there.
Yeah, because I'm like you got somebody like Young Manny who can make that fun music, who can really that party music and get to all demographics for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a lot of talent. It just depends on what you want to push. Like if I'm just pushing like what rap is about now, what most people like about rap now, then I'm gonna give them No Savage. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna give them like just musical, talented, like musically inclined, Manny, Fortune, even Wale, you know what I'm saying? What he doing, like a lot of things he do is like really slept on, how he incorporate, go-go into a lot of his songs and his lyrical, his mastermind as far as him being lyrical and all that. So but for right now, yeah, I definitely push No Savage.
So you mentioned go-go a lot in this whole segment. So, my man, he in tune with that. That's his thing right there. I do go-go too. Me and my father, we do the old school go-go. The Sugar Bears, the Chuck Browns, the New Impressions and all them, So I can go the old school way with you, but the new school way, I can do the XIBs, the TCBs, the ABMs, shout out to all them bands. But I'm gonna let my man take the floor for that.
What was your favorite band? What's your favorite band?
My favorite band?
Yeah, all time.
Oh, all time? Reaction.
Or just what's your favorite young and old? What's your favorite young and old?
All right, young, Reaction. Old.
Does New Impressions count as old?
Nah, not really, because they in the both categories.
I mean, it depends on how old you is. To the kids, New Impression probably old.
Old, Trouble Funk.
Trouble Funk, all right. What about you? Your favorite old band, new band?
I say TCB for sure. I think we had what was that last semester? We had TOB come up here. We had TOB come up here for sure. Cause we had to pay homage. I was about to say you went by. We had to pay homage to the good coach of me. But I say right now, I say TCB for sure.
Yeah.
Old band, I don't know. I don't really think I see when I was born, my time it's coming up. We came up with the go-go and all that, but that's when the go-go was dying out a little bit. So So the old go-go's how people
and it was different.
We about to go to the go-go's. We about to go to the
It was way different. Just being in there was different.
They was chopping and all that. I'm like, nah. So my generation, we ain't really do the old go-go's. We do all the new go-go's though. know.
See, I was part of that last generation that was able to see 20 bands for $20, and you could see anybody from backyard and T.O.B. would be on the same show. You know what I'm saying?
DJ shouting out everybody hoods and all that. You know what I mean? Like
my favorite band. I grew up on Junkyard because my uncle, my mother's side of the family, originally from Berry Farm. So my uncle was a part of the original Junkyard. You know what I'm saying? Before he got locked up. So I grew up on Junkyard. But then, like I said, once I met my brother, that's when I started like really listening to Backyard. TCB was always hot because where I grew up at, I grew up in the Edgewood area, so TCB kind of had a chokehold on that northeast part, but I always liked Backyard. So, but I'm gonna go with Backyard. And then as far as like the new bands, like I was going every weekend. I was going to go see Reaction. I didn't care where they was, what type of death trap they was playing in that weekend. That's back when the Go-Go's was very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You was really risking your life going to a Go-Go, but I was doing 100%. That. I was doing that for Reaction every weekend.
I went to one show Reaction did, and they performed Woo-La. I promise you, I was like, yeah, somebody's about to get stole. Somebody about to do some thieves.
It's a video of a jump really just singing that drunk in the back of the car, just signing retire.
It wasn't even that. It was like but they had even wilder stuff, like when they used to do the Wild Boy songs, or I mean not Wild Boy, but like the Start of the Train joint, or Bird Walk. They had a lot of jumps that get people riled up, but for the most part, that's another thing I liked about Reaction though, is because if you was fighting during Reaction, you was really just a Bama. Because they was making they had so much stuff for people to dance and party to that you couldn't. Like, why is you popping off with somebody right now? All these women, like, they got all the women dancing and everything. So it's like, I ain't understanding why people start bamming out, but for real, it was very rare a fight would start with Reaction on the stage, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, the whole club was just partying like it was nothing like that.
The bass alone was getting the women going. I'm gonna just put that out there.
I mean, they just had the good rappers. Rick was like a hitting lead, Mike, and Benta, that's my favorite singer in go-go ever all time, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Benta. Like I said, Coffee Shop, Bird Walk, Teenage Love Affair, like that's what I used to play, you know, in my headphones on the way to school every day, you know what I'm saying? I was cranking Reaction every day.
At Reaction, if you want to laugh, he needs you to perform at the wedding, man.
Yeah, no question. I'm probably gonna get Wink from Backyard too. I'm gonna have a couple bands at my wedding if I ever get married.
Sure.
Make sure you invite WBSU.
No, I got y'all, man.
Right now. We gonna be there. We said that on the radio.
My joint gonna be public. My wedding gonna be public. I ain't gonna feed everybody though, but anybody can come.
Somebody ain't gonna feed everybody. I know you gotta be locked in from day one.
Anybody could come though. I probably had that joint somewhere down the monument or something. I don't know.
Come with your own plate.
Yeah. I ain't feeding everybody, but you can come. Have fun.
He said running spoons, you hear me?
So now I'm going to ask you this question. You know, this is a game that I created, but you know, I brought it in. It's the same as what he gave me, but it's called you got to pick your own album, you know?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Opportunity to pick 5 rappers, 5 singers, dead or alive, you know? It's your choice. You can get all women, you can get all men. It's whatever you choose on this album.
If I'm making an album tomorrow, I need, you said Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive.
So I'm going to start with the women first. I need Mary J. Blige on there. I need Anita Baker.
He a good man.
I need Aretha Franklin. I need, who else I really like? I like,
that's 3.
I'm going to pick somebody from home, Ari Lennox. And then,
you give me like a
I need a rapper or something, right?
I mean, you can stick with all singers.
I'm gonna go with Big Glow, man. I need Big Glow in the feature, man. I'm tripping. Beyonce. I'm like Beyonce on that jump. Shout out to Big Glow. Shout out to Big Glow. I'm gonna pick her. And as far as dudes, like I'm gonna have Kanye on there for sure.
You got female rappers too, just let you know.
I'm gonna have Kanye on that jump for sure. I'm gonna have Jay-Z, Drake, Andre 3000. Now, I'm not even gonna be cliche. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. If I'm making an album, it's for me to listen to. Like I don't need
everybody. You know it's gonna go number 1.
I'm gonna just say it's for me, an album that I would want to hear, because other people might not like it. But I'm gonna have Gucci on that joint. I'm gonna have Future on that joint. Lil B, the bass god. I'm gonna have Kanye, and I'm gonna have like the old Wayne. Yeah. And that's I'm gonna have Thug instead. I'm gonna have Young Thugs, Free Thug.
Free Thug, man.
And that's gonna be that's just like I'm trying to hear what they put together. Like that'll be tough.
That Thug and Drake is gonna be crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. That would be crazy.
Nah, I took Drake off of it though.
Oh, you took
I took Drake off. I took Drake off, and I'm just rocking with Lil B, Gucci Mane, Kanye, Future, and Thug. That's what it is.
I want to see what Thug and Kanye do. That would be fire.
Y'all don't know Lil B, do y'all?
Yeah, I do.
For real, y'all know Lil B? Yeah, he kind of old. That was when I was in college. Lil B had
I wasn't
the
expecting
wave.
him to say yes. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Lil
ain't
B
say
had
I
the
know.
wave. But a lot of people from the city ain't get hit to Lil B until ABM started hitting the I'm in that kids. But I was already listening to Lil B before that. So.
My cousins and them was cranking him in the car.
Yeah, he was just different. He was just different, Slim. But then again, like I got so many groups I like. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I like music so much because I really grew up off like the old. I grew up off the Lil Wayne mixtapes. But before Lil Wayne mixtapes, I grew up off like my cousins. I used to go to my cousin's house. We used to be playing the game. We was listening to the Nelly Country. I mean, Nelly Country Grammar album. It's very slept on. That joint was like that. And we was listening to like all 3 6 Mafia. And yeah, that's what I really grew up on, Nelly and 3 6 Mafia and then Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? I ain't started listening to Jay-Z or nothing until I got my first MP3 player and all that. Because my father was neo-soul and my mom was just R&B. And so I ain't really, only time I heard rap was around my cousins and all that, my big cousins and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so since you gonna do that, now I gotta come into my game. You know the who's better real quick. We just gonna throw that out there for a quick one. I'm gonna throw some people at you.
I'm going to be honest, too.
All right,
No political answers.
Rick Ross or Birdman?
Birdman.
Thank you.
Cultural impact.
Thank you.
Cultural impact is out of this world. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep giving Birdman his flowers. His like I said, his cultural impact. What he did, no matter if he was a snake or he stole money, like he still did things that's gonna be forever cemented in our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like big timers, hot boys. To this day, you know what I'm saying? Still crank, still like that.
All right.
And he gave us so many artists. You know what I'm saying? Who did Rick Ross give us?
Neat.
I mean, they was already out. He signed them. He didn't introduce us to them. Birdman introduced us to a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. We already said. We already talked about a while.
And I met Birdman too. That was like that.
For real?
Yeah, that was like that.
We gonna
That was
talk
yeah.
When we off. We gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Let me throw it at you. Avant or Joe?
Avant. Joe got better hooks though, but Avant. There was the jump with Kiki Wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that jump. There's nothing in this world.
Mm-hmm.
That jump. That's better than any Joe song ever. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Joe used to do the features and had them hooks on lock. Like I thought Joe was really a part of G Unit at one point, cause he was doing all their songs.
All right.
But Joe tough though. Shout out to Joe.
50 Cent or Ja Rule?
50 Cent, man, because 50 Cent did more for the culture, and you gotta love somebody that's gonna be themselves all the time, every day, that's gonna speak their mind. Like I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Dudes be wrong. Him, Kanye, they be wrong. But I support the fact that they flexing their First Amendment right and they just saying what's on their mind, saying how they feel, because that's the only way we make progress as a people. That's the only way we create real individuals. Because everybody else just saying everything politically correct and creating more sheep. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing we need is more sheep out here. So any dude out here that's speaking his mind and not breaking the law, I'm all for it. You know, I don't like how 50 Cent, you know, disrespect the women sometimes and everything, but between him and Ja Rule, yeah, I'm going with 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. That was the movie and the album was like that.
Ashanti or Aaliyah?
I'm gonna go with Aaliyah because I listen to her music more. You know what I'm saying? I definitely I know way more Aaliyah songs than Ashanti songs for sure. So I'm going with Aaliyah, and I just like how I just like her whole persona, her whole image. I like how she carried herself. You know what I'm saying? It's just a tragedy that she had to leave so soon. Because when Aaliyah died, I think I was in like 4th grade. I'll never forget that.
Okay. And that wraps up our segment. But I'm gonna let my co-host, do the honors, because he the one that did not all the research, but he did the most in-depth research.
Oh, yeah,
on
appreciate
it. And
that.
I wanted him to make sure that he did this interview with you.
No research needed, man. Like I said, I've been coming up. You really changed the culture of the city. So like,
Thank you,
like
man.
when the city, like when you talk about what influenced the culture, what are the great names as far as rap, as far as brands, as far as artists, like he's definitely coming up in that conversation.
Hey, thank you, dog. Thank you, man.
I remember when they opened up their store, like the only place you can get eat was like at a pop up or like online. I remember when they opened up their store on
Natty Hello.
Yeah, man. I was like, son.
We about to open up another one all the time. God willing, you know what I'm saying? That's why that's another reason why I came home. It's just like, man, I need that brick and mortar back to continue to be that staple in the city, you know what I'm saying? Because me going away was really like a chance for me to get right with my mind. I was battling a lot of things mentally, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to figure out what my real purpose was, because I felt like, damn, I'm being used, but I just want to know my purpose, you know? Like, and so I was like, I'm gonna go to the other side of the country where nobody knows me and just had time to think and get to know myself better. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't never say I lost myself, but I was evolving so fast and I had to get to know myself better before I just crashed out, because before I left to LA, like I wasn't telling people no. I wasn't really putting myself first and things like that. So that was real important for me too, though. Like why I moved away. So getting right mentally was everything. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people just see the finished product, but I think with everything I've been trying to do is just be transparent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people like why you leave? I'm like, I had to leave, but I'm back now, and you know, I'm trying to catch that second win. And it's like, you know, I feel like I'm right back in that. I feel like I'm right back in 2016 for real. Like to everybody else, I've done a lot, but to me, it's like you ain't done nothing. Like you gotta prove yourself all over again. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when I'm out and I see people, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hear the whispers. I hear the whispers too. And that's what really drives me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit delusional sometimes, because I gotta make myself the underdog, because that's what I'm used to being. I'm always used to being the underdog. 4th quarter, and you was telling me like what really motivate me. Like what motivate me is not wanting to let people down. I always been a captain. I always been, you know, the guy. When I play football, I play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So win or lose, I mean, we lose. That's on me. And I wasn't trying to take no L, so I always had that responsibility of like, man, I'm not gonna let the people down, and yeah, that's what really motivated me, because I know people watching me, and I know how much that means to them, and then I know God picked me for this, so I gotta take full advantage of it.
100%. Man, before we get up out of here, man, see anything like any projects, any highlights, any collabs you want to let the people know?
Yeah, so right now what I'm doing is I'm doing a program with schools. It's basically the How I See E.A.T art contest, and right now I'm in 4 different schools, and we got the kids drawing in their own E.A.T logo and designing it. I'm gonna do some giveaways with that, but hopefully, like the ultimate goal is to find one of them that's really into design and get that actually made. You know what I'm saying? Have you know, my supporters be able to support that kid. We make sure the proceeds go to them and everything like that. But like I be having so much going on, I really need like a PR or something that need to start doing these things with me, because it be so much I forget. But the way I always been with me is just like, man, you gonna see it in the work. You gonna hear about it. Then you gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't hear about it, that's even better, because I just want you to see the work. I just want people to see the work. But if it's anything I'm gonna promote before I leave here, it's gonna be the Blues Brothers TPC. Everybody, if you hear this or if you're seeing this, like just type in Blues Brothers TPC on Instagram. It's run by a wonderful lady named Sharonda, and she is trying to create sensory environments for children with autism, because right now in DC there's no sensory environments for children with autism outside of their schools. So parents that have children with autism, like I don't know, like unless you got somebody like that in your family, I don't, but I learned everything from her. It's like, you know, they can't just do normal things the regular way with their kids. They can't just go to the malls or concerts or the basketball games and stuff like that, like because of what the you know, with the autism, how the autism, how the autism is affecting them. So she's been battling for like the last 3 years, even through the pandemic. The pandemic kind of slowed everything down to basically get the funding for a center. You know what I'm saying? If I had the bread, I'd give her every penny. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still working on that. But if anybody that can help, anybody that cares, Blues Brothers TPC on Instagram, and the wonderful woman that runs it, her name is Sharonda, and she does have a truck so far. So she got her truck with like a trailer. That's, you know, y'all know how big trailers are, so that's only so big, you know. But we trying to take it to have like a recreation center for these kids and all that. You know what I'm saying?
And for any of the youth that want to get in contact with you, how would they do that?
Oh yeah, my DM's open. I'm open to all ideas. I only listen to people younger than me. So yeah, that's why that's what really inspired me and keep me thinking, keep me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? So any graphic designers out there, send me some designs. I'm not no thief. Like, I'm gonna break bread with you, and if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you how I fix it. Photographers. I started off in photography, so I know how it is. Like, I really, you know, started making clothes because I was sneaking in concerts with my camera. So I know how that grind be for photographers. Anybody trying to build their content, just DM me. We could record something. We could shoot something. It don't even matter. But one thing I will say I will do before the end of this year, I will start a podcast, because a lot of people are always telling me, like, man, we need you. We want you to start a podcast. So I'm gonna do that.
Like you got a lot to say.
I got a lot of game, and I got a lot trash to talk too. So
sure.
It's gonna be funny, because I really be keeping like real politically correct on my Instagram. But anybody that was like really following my Instagram like before I did, or when I first started, I used to be real unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm kind of real tactical with what I say and how I move, so people can't really see that. But like, I got like a close friends, I got a Finsta, and people always like, man, you gotta start a podcast. But my thing is just like, man, I hope people can separate me from the brand, because you know, people so judgmental. At the end of the day, I don't break no laws or do nothing like that. I don't disrespect no women. I don't break no laws. I don't hurt nobody. But how I talk and what I'm gonna be talking about, they can be like, you supposed to be a role model. And it's just like, man, I'm not.
Still a person.
It's not my job to raise. It's not my job to raise your kid. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to have my freedom of speech too. I can't let y'all keep me in this box. So I'm gonna do it, man. But the only thing that was been holding me back was just like me worried about people's perception. That's something I ain't never worried about anyway. So I don't even know why that was bothering me.
100%.
So welcome to another great WBSU radio
rendition
interview.
Shout out to Bowie State, man. They interviewed me before my own alma mater. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
where you go? Where you go graduate from?
The Rivals, man. Virginia State.
I know you're not about to say VSU. I know you're not about to say VSU, bro.
Virginia State. We had some. I know when I was in school, I don't know who on top now, but when I was in school, we was spanking y'all.
Hey, well, you see, we spanking y'all on the interview.
Oh,
section.
Y'all doing it though. Y'all doing it though. I appreciate y'all.
Nah, for sure, man. We appreciate you coming through, man. You know, anytime our doors is automatically open, our DMs are open. Anytime you want, like, if you want to just get in touch about how to start a podcast, you want to get in touch with, like, oh, I want to come on just to promote my podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we always open.
Merch?
Yeah, hey, look, anybody that hear this, you know what I'm saying? If that's something that you into, production, like, man, come build your resume with E.A.T. You know what I'm saying? I don't take advantage of people. I don't expect you to be working under me forever, but if you just need somewhere to start, and it's anywhere in media, yeah, find me, because I need all that. It's 2023. I need to be on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? I need to be on the
100%.
YouTube, on the Twitch, on everything. So
100%.
anybody out there ambitious and, you know, really trying to work, really trying to build their resume, you got a wonderful opportunity, because I open up my resources to everybody that I work with. So it might start with me, and then it might end with, you know, a 3-0 Black or Wale or something like that. But and that's another thing I want to say, like, stay true to all them cliches they told us growing up, because they are everything in life. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I'm saying? Watch the company you keep. All those different, like, cliches is just everything that just means so much in being successful. So.
Sure. And with that, we are out.
I appreciate
Great rendition of the views.